Welcome to the third tutorial on crime and punishment in Christianity. We will look at good, evil and suffering, how non-religious people view suffering, and Christian beliefs about why people suffer. The Bible teaches that good action should be done discreetly, not to make yourself look good in front of others. Jesus taught that God sees everything and will reward people in this life or the next. Evil is an abuse of free will which they believe God gave them so that they could choose right from wrong. Adam and Eve were the first people to use their free will to disobey God, the original sin, which some Christians believe every person is born with. If someone commits an evil action because the devil tempted them to do so, can they be held responsible for it? If a person did something evil because of circumstances in their life beyond their control, can they be held responsible for that? Non-religious people believe suffering is inevitable. It can be caused by greed and foolishness. Often those who suffer the most are not to blame. Humans should try to remove the suffering of others. People should not try to cause harm to others. Some non-religious people say religion causes suffering because it forces rules on people and makes them feel guilty for not being able to reach an impossible standard. Also, some religious terrorist groups promote their religion with war and violence. Christians would say that most suffering has nothing to do with religion, but with the greed and poor behavior of humans. They also say there is no reason for Christians to feel guilt because of grace. God loves them and forgives them for wrongdoing. They would also say Christianity reduces suffering by encouraging people to treat each other with compassion and love. Christians believe suffering is caused by humanity going against God. It is the result of sinful action. Suffering can allow people to learn from it and become better people. Suffering is a part of life and Christians should care for those who suffer. Jesus taught that people should help people who are suffering. He told a parable that said God will separate the good people from the bad people like a shepherd separates sheep from goats. The sheep are like the good people who are being kept for heaven. Jesus said when people gave food to someone who was hungry, it was just as good as if they'd given it to Jesus himself. He taught God will reward everyone who tries to stop the suffering of others. In the exam, you might be asked to argue for and against whether religion makes suffering worse, or explain Christian beliefs about why people suffer. How would you summarize what you've learned in this lesson? Christians believe good actions are in accordance with God's will and evil actions go against God, and can be created by the devil. Some non-religious people say religion causes suffering. Parable of sheep and goats teaches Christians to help sufferers.